What cultural initiatives do you have ongoing? Are there any immigrant-specific cultural programs to help immigrant communities?
We have some like building projects. Like in the Myyrmäki area, we have this really big project coming where we are building 2 big buildings, and we will have a lot of our services in the same building. So there will be about 10 different services that we offer inside the same walls. And also we will offer there a lot of space for different organizations outside from the city to offer what they need to do, like parties or get-togethers or meetings. So it will be like a really nice community house as well as a cultural house and a house for different hobbies. So this is a big thing which is happening now in Myyrmäki. And because there's going to be we need a lot of space, so it will be in 2 parts. So one part will be we will start building next year, and then the next one in after a few years from that. So, but what one of the things that we really want to develop in the next few years is how to bring the immigrant communities with us to create culture, because at the moment that is one of the areas where we have the least participation from immigrant background people, the culture sector, and that's something which should be not. It shouldn't be so easy, because it shouldn't be so difficult, because the culture should be something that we can share.
Yes.
Because it has the similar basic, like music or we basically kind of show our culture in similar methods. But for some reason, it's quite divided at the moment. That, for example, you have your really nice get-togethers, but it's only mostly just Pakistani background people. And then when we create some kind of cultural event, it's mostly just Finnish people coming. So how that's a really big question to ask in the near future, and in the dialogue, I think, with different groups, that how can we come together for the same event, all the people from different backgrounds, so that everybody can enjoy the same cultural events. And what is the reason that is so divided at the moment? Because we, for example, had some we had this called summer stage in Myyrmäki area. It was lasting many weeks, and it had a lot of completely free events and mostly music happening there. But mainly the people who were attending were purely with Finnish background, even though it was free and it was in the middle of the suburb and everybody could come who wanted to. But still, somehow, we don't get everybody who's living in the area who has a more multicultural background. We don't get them to join those events. And that's something that I also wonder, what is the reason? But maybe it is that we should have different type of artists there, or I don't know. But I've seen that then many organizations who have a multicultural background, they have really good quality events themselves, and very good artists coming to Finland to perform and so on. But somehow we should, join these forces together.
Absolutely, and from our experience, I can add something to that.
Yeah.
Even though I know that I should restrict myself, just let me know when you want me to stop, okay? Because she has a long list. She'll be mad at me if she can finish. Yeah. I'll just quickly try to make a point here, because you mentioned this is so important. So this is a bidirectional, exchange that has to happen. Like for instance, in our events, we have now. This is a Pakistani community is significant, around 7,000 something across. Plus, by some numbers, it's around 10. But if you count, depending on how you count the people, but anyway, significant.
Yes.
And very engaged, because now, having lived over a decade, people have economically are in a stable position, most of the community, and they want to see culture, they want to engage, they want to participate in politics and everything. So the willingness it's not just the Pakistani, I'm sure from all communities, similar sentiments would be there. We do want to engage, but there is something missing. For instance, in our events, whichever venue we go to, for instance, like we were in this Independence Day event, we invited the school principal, all the staff.
Really?
And we invited them all for free. And we even said that any student who wants to come is free to join. Nobody came. So same thing like you said, in the city, and this is not a one-off. In all our events, we are publicly advertised, and we say it's open to all. It's not just for Pakistanis or immigrants. But like you said, just as the Finnish events are advertised for all and immigrants don't show up, same way Finns do not show up in immigrant cultural events. Yeah. So the issue, there is a gap. And I think this is where the city can, I think, help. Because I'm sure Finns enjoy, like you came, I hope you enjoyed our event.
Yeah, of course.
So there are very kind of varied cultural themes and so on. But if the city or the municipality can somehow bridge this somehow, so that they take the step and say, okay, the city is inviting to this event and that event, and then I think Finns being more shy, they probably say, okay, maybe we would be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Same happens on the immigrant side. That, okay, like for instance, if I go in a circle and I say, okay, I won't be able to speak Finnish, and all those guys would be uncomfortable because of me. There have been events where I have avoided because I know it's very natural. It's not, I'm not blaming anyone, but it's very natural for if you can't speak the language properly, then you would not want.
Yeah.
So the city can, I think, help, and Pinfin will be very happy to collaborate and with you as a cultural head.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of opportunity, and we are engaged also with other communities. We're engaged with, like you saw in our event, we had different countries. We had Turkish, Azerbaijan, we had
South Africa,
Bangladesh, we had Tunisia, we had some African country from Kenya, people from there as well. So we're trying to engage with all the immigrant communities, and we'll be very happy to,
I think we just have to start somewhere and start to make events together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a good thing.